Guys, because the opening on this map is really important. Always important. Honestly, it's important on every map. I always say that, but I feel like openings on every map is important. Getting that initial win at the start just sets the pace for the rest of the game. It can really be a mind game too. Come into it. Playing on the back foot the entire time. Like Grandma's Cookies is going to be the first one there. Let's go ahead and follow Angry Appa. He's on the lower. He takes out Big Boss right at the start. First frag of the game. Nicely done by Angry Appa. Gets taken down by Skittles. Pinky, the last one alive for ET down below, is going to try to get some revive off. Doesn't happen. Gets taken down right away. Element of Progress and Skippy, the last two for ET alive on this flag. Let's see if they're able to stay alive long enough to be able to cap it. Element seems to be playing some recon, throwing out the Pokeballs. Got Skippy pushing the lower. Going over to Skippy, see if they're able to clear out this lower area. Takes down Norman. Looks like he's gonna get flashed. He just fires at the he gets flashed, gets taken down. Nice flash out of him. Forger pushing on up, takes down Mr. Yellow. And the flag does go over to Eternal at the start. Nicely done by Eternal. That puts ET on the back foot this entire time now. Exactly what I was talking about. It might not help decide the entire game, but it definitely is it can affect you mentally coming in, knowing that you're playing on the back foot. Forger pushing up, not really watching these guys on his right. Gets taken down. That Skippy looking down there, waiting for someone else to help push with him. That's going to be Skittles and Skippy pushing on up. They're throwing out flashes. Oh, never mind, not a flash. Smoke grenade. Norman taking down Skippy and Skittles. Nicely done, Norman. Getting that two-piece. And that's Big Boss getting taken down by Monty. Element of Progress gets taken down by Angry Appa. Appa. Frags there. ET actually successfully pushing outside. They are going to be able to wrap around. Let's see if they're able to push in now at the same time. Looking for those frags out there. He's trying to be careful. Doesn't want to peek too much. Takes one down. Gonna be able to get the second. I don't think so. He's probably gonna get fragged out right now. Money really low. Trying to get his health back up. A peek. Takes down Dude I Am. Nicely done, Money. On over to Skippy as he tries to push outside. Able to make any progress out here. They really got to find some progress. Mr. Yellow taking down Skippy though. Gonna push around and get a nice flank on them. Doesn't see him. Dude I Am gets taken down by Mr. Yellow yet again. Fiddle's trying to push up here. Not really finding much luck pushing up on her belly. Big Boss throwing smoke grenades down there. He really just stalling out here, not able to find their push. Able to find their, not their push, but their legs. Lots of ET outside right now. Not sure what Cookies is doing. All those guys shooting at him once. Oh man, Cookies goes down. Clinical on the outside. Angry Appa pushing up. He's going to be watching the staircase. Oh man, and he's going to get a nice flank. Kills Binky and Dude I Am. Nice two-piece for Angry Appa. They know he's there now, though. See if he's able to get another one. Throwing out a flash. Those flashes are quite dirty, man. Is he going to be able to get... He does get a kill. Another two-piece for Angry Appa on Forger and Skippy. Nicely done, Angry Appa. Still just stalling out here. They're 120 tickets down at this point. And they're not trying to rotate at all. Y'all hear the ice cream truck outside? Classic stuff. Just not finding any luck here, pushing anywhere. We have Dude I Am trying to push on the outside again with Forger. See if ET is able to successfully push on the outside. This is exactly what I was talking about, though, before. They have 2 lanes of traffic, and you're just easily able to hold on to them once you have them. He is very pushed up here, though. It looks like they might actually be able to get on the flag burn of Alpha. Nicely done. Still have Element and Big Boss just waiting, just holding this push, trying to make sure, or holding this lane from any pushes that, or any rotations that Eternal might have following up. Big Boss doesn't see him on the side, gets taken down. Doesn't see him quick enough, at least. And we have ET with their good rotation here, but they just didn't have enough infantry on this point to be able to take it. I am trying to get that mid-range kill, not happening. Does take down Angry Appa, but he will get burned out by Monty in the end. That will be the end of the rotation for ET on that point. They're just not able to find any progress here. Brielle holding this corner, though, making sure nobody can come in. A really great hold by Eternal right now. They were able to get into that flag and just hold on to it, and it's going. Michelle taking down Skippy, really nice. Is he going to get the second kill? No, he gets taken down. Switch on over to Monty as he takes over this spot. Really favoring those smoke grenades, but smoke grenades just don't seem to be getting them the push that they need. Not quite like flash grenades do. Monty shooting into the smoke, gets a kill on Skippy, and gets a revive off. Oh, never mind, revive didn't go off. Gets the double of napalm, nicely done. Keep pushing outside yet again, but not too sure this is going to be successful for them. Down nearly 200 tickets at this point in the game. They've really got to make up some progress. Thomas Cookie's in a spot I don't think I've ever seen anyone there. He didn't reload his gun, though, and poked out with an empty rifle. It cost him his life. Could have stayed hidden there and possibly just been a spawn point for his team. Nice big push coming out of Eternal here on the outside, though. Napalm, the only one alive for ET on the outside. It's taken down. This is gonna be really bad for ET, because then Eternal's gonna have just complete control of all the lanes. They do, but ET did have a breakout in the middle here. Let's see if they're actually able to get on the Bravo. Taking down Burt Rosberry and gets on the flag burn finally. ET might actually have some luck getting this flag. Spoke too soon. Angry Appa takes down Clinical, and it looks like ET's just going to push all the way straight through to Alpha. Never mind. Skippy taking down Mr. Yellow. It's taken down himself. That little exchange down there is going to go in the favor of ET. Never mind. Spoke too soon. NGMO takes down Clinical, and that's the end of the push for Alpha from ET. Middle's getting taken down by NGMO. Lots of fragging happen all over the place here as ET tries to make something happen, but they just can't find any success. Napalm staying alive on the outside, still just slowly pushing up on his own. No Eternal outside watching him as he does this right now. That's going to be the first round going over to Eternal at this point. There's just not enough time left in the round for ET to be able to get on in. Are they going to try to burn any tickets off? I don't know. Nice double kill for Mr. Yellow on those guys, on Napalm and Element. A nice commanding victory for Eternal going into the second half of this map. 160 tickets. Second half, that's quite a big ticket lead going in. Eternal. Eternal had a great opening on that. Led them to be able to hold on to everything. Exactly what I was saying. Openings are so important for teams on these competitive 10v10 matches. You have a good opening, you're able to just get locked in and sit in defense. Defense being the stronger position always. They're just able to hold on to it and win. Quite a commanding victory going into the second half of this map. 160 tickets for Eternal. He's really going to have to step up their game if they want to be able to come back. Had some really great frags out of both teams, though. Quite a lot of double kills for Eternal. Riappa with 14 kills, and wait, read the name. Who's got the top? Mr. Yellow with 18 kills. 15 kills on Monty and 10 kills on NG with not Skippy leading ET's team with 15 frags. Quite the disparity with him being the only, Skippy being the only one on ET with over 10 frags, and Eternal having 4 players over 10 frags on their team, and 2 players at 9 frags too. Quite a lot of fragging going on. Eternal did really well. Won that opening, and they just kept winning frags left and right. Somehow Element has spawned on top of another player. Clearly that's some cheat. Here we go into the second half of this map. Lockers, 262 ticket lead for Eternal going into this half. Really gonna have to step up their game if ET wants to win this. And as we always do, we will follow the US side first going on in. And it looks like Skippy is going to be... No, neither of them are going lower. Oh wait, spoke too soon. Skittles getting a double kill right off the start. Nicely done, and gets the 3-piece. Skittles absolutely tearing it up with her SG 553. What a great couple of frags. And a great strong showing for ET right off the bat this time. If they are able to... I don't know who's up there. I'm trying to find who's up there. Skippy is up there capping the flag. Switch on over to PTFO as he's trying to push in. This is ET coming out of the gates strong, showing lots of flashbangs coming out. Big Boss taking down PTFO. Getting a nice res on him. And Skittles is holding that corner really well, though. It's another double piece. Norman taking down Skittles. Or out another flash. Let's see if they're able to make something come off of these flashes. Norman gets taken down. I think he ran in while flashed. And that's going to be the bottom in control for ET now. On over to Clinical as he tries to pick where these guys are going to go. Mr. Brown pushing on up. Got his brown pants on. That triple kill that Skittles was able to take right at the start. Really impressive. Taken down. Napalm holding the outside solo against 2 of Eternal. But Eternal were able to just use that under area to push on over to Alpha. Great rotation out of Eternal. Showing exactly how it's done. Putting all their eggs in one basket and pushing on through, and just were able to get to this flag. And that's what you like to see. Let's watch as Clinical and Skippy try to catch up to these guys and clear them off the point. Norman taking down Clinical. Skippy, last one alive to try to stop them. He gets taken down. This is, once again, Eternal's game. They've got 2 flags, and now they're going to put ET on lock. Although this is a much harder way to lock. Obviously, there's 3 places you have to watch rather than just 2. But Eternal's looking to do it. Actually, it looks like they're going to just push right on up. They want all the flags. They want total control of this map, and they're going to get it right now, too. Eternal coming out strong now, coming back, saying, we're not giving up. You might have Bravo, but it doesn't matter because we know how to push. And they pushed right on through, and they were able to take it. Skippy trying to get some pressure on Alpha, doing it solo. Don't think that's going to work out for him. Gets taken down by NGMO. And that's going to be the end of the push for ET on Charlie. ET has pushed back to go get Alpha at this point, but they've lost the control of middle now. Diane might be trying to push in. No, not going to happen. Mr. Yellow throws out a flash, gets the kill, gets taken down himself right afterwards. But he got the kill that he wanted. PTFO laying in wait. Not sure why he was prone there. Gets taken down by Element, though. Really strong showing by Eternal. Once again, Eternal holding this staircase, not going to let ET push in as they put pressure on ET from both points, both outside and inside at the same time. Got ET on the back foot once again, and they're trying to push in lower, but they're only pushing in with a couple at a time. They're trying to do a 2-prod assault. It's not going to work out for them. You got to put all your eggs in one basket and just push. That's what Eternal did, and they were able to push through that under area. Not Skippy getting a single frag, gets taken down himself right afterwards, and that's going to be the end of ET for outside too. He's really stalling out here, not finding any luck outside or inside. They just need to go all in on one push rather than trying to do these 2-pronged assaults at once. Sitting on defense, it's just a lot easier to defend a point than it is to attack a point. Especially being that ET seems to favor smoke grenades rather than these flash grenades. Those flash grenades really were buying these pushes for Eternal. Eternal was able to make those pushes so well because they had those flash grenade support. Oh man, Big Boss getting knifed by Monty. How humiliating for that to happen. Element of progress, trying to find some success in the mid, gets taken down himself. Skippy, last one alive. He's going to stay alive for a spawn point for ET, but Eternal already knows he's there, and they've called the push, and they've already taken those guys out. Skippy, last one alive. If he gets taken out, nice double piece for him. Gets the revive off. Gets a 3rd kill. Nicely done by Skippy. Not going down easily, but they know they're there. They've got them pinned in this stairwell. They're not letting them push out. Oh, an RPG coming out for Eternal. Keep pushing on up to Charlie. Looks like they might actually be able to take this flag. They have quite a bit of infantry here, and they are winning the frags. Spoke too soon. Mr. Yell taking down Skippy. That leaves 3 ET left on this point. Kittles gets taken down after getting 1 kill. 2 ET left on this point. Not looking good for these guys. They know they're in there, too. If they're not able to get spawns off right now, that will be the end of this push for ET. They do get some spawns off, and that's going to be 4 ET on the flag. But we still have quite a bit of infantry for Eternal constantly flowing into this point. That's going to be the end of the push for ET on Charlie. ET just not finding any successes anywhere on their pushes. Alfie holding the outside, nicely done. Watching for this outside push. He knows they're coming. He knows they're hitting him. He doesn't have to do much but keep them stalled out there, though. Falling back for some backup. Knows someone's up there. He gets taken down from the right, though. He has a really strong push outside. Let's see if they're actually able to make it happen this time. Cookie's getting taken down by NGMO in this head glitch spot for him. Doesn't even look like Napalm didn't even know NGMO was there. Gotta wonder how that happened. He had to have been on the mini-map from killing someone. Gotta watch those mini-maps, guys. Forger trying to find some success pushing on the outside here. But once again, we see ET falling into the same trap as last time. They have a two-pronged assault going on, and that's just not going to work for them. They have to push all at once if they want to be able to get into this. This is Lockers 101. You can't be pushing all the points at once. Defense is a lot easier. Smoke grenades, while nice giving cover, they don't actually stop you from being seen. Especially when you have laser sights on. On over to Clinicals. He's the only one for ET actually up near the point here. He opts out to just give up on Bravo, and they're going to try to go push Charlie, and that gets shut down right away. ET getting shut down on all these points. Colonel coming out really strong on the infantry game tonight. Bell gets taken down, but doesn't mean much for ET. They're just not able to push up at all. Trying to get some frags out here. Trying to make this outside push with their two-pronged assault once again. It's just not going to work out for them. And again, I don't know what these guys are doing. They're going back for frags rather than pushing on up on the point. Napalm gets a double kill though on Monty and Mr. Yellow. Not bad. Almost missed his name. Look at this two-pronged assault coming out of these guys. They're just constantly not committing to any one push. They're throwing out those smoke grenades. Smoke grenades just not helping them at all. Flash grenades are what's getting Eternal these pushes. Eternal constantly pushing out. With flash grenades. Angry Appa gonna push in, gets a 1 kill on Element. He's looking for more. He gets a second kill. Gets taken down by Skippy right afterwards. They're gonna get reses off. Full of Monty. Nope, Monty's not gonna get any kills. Mr. Brown. Kill on Clinical. Gets a revive off. That's going to be wrapping up the round. 219 tickets, plus the 262 tickets, gives them quite a huge ticket lead. 481 tickets. We're not too sure how the point system works for CCS. Win map, that gives you a point. And if you win tickets, overall tickets, that gives you a point. So if you win both maps, you can get 2 points there, and if you win both maps, you're going to win overall ticket count too, and that's going to give you 3 points in total. Being that this is preseason, it's not something that we need to keep track of right now, but going into the live season, it will be something we need to watch for. Colonel, just an absolutely commanding presence on that map. Had the great infantry fraggers going off there, and absolutely a commanding lead. 481 tickets. Alright, now that we're done with lockers, we're going to be switching on over to Flood Zone. Flood Zone, one of my personal favorites. It's a great map to cast. There's lots of infantry fighting, and there's good vehicle combat going on too, and there's good opportunity for rotations out of both teams. Just what we like to have in a competitive map. For this map, there is the LEV, obviously, and the transport vehicles, transport ground vehicles. There is no air vehicles at all on this map. And the transport chopper. One moment, please, while I switch on over. Someone's messaging me. Alright. That is, both teams going to be on. Looks like a team will be on. Good. Alright, looks good. And then map wins for... Oh. There we go. Oh. Flood Zone. We got the LEV and transport vehicles to talk about. Yeah. Pinky will be the LAV driver for I feel like I should know. I feel like once I see who's driving, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the driver for. Talk about it more once we get into the match. But good fraggers, obviously. This is a pretty infantry-heavy map too. Only one infantry vehicle, and that infantry vehicle doesn't really have a point, or doesn't really have any bearing on Bravo point. It means that there's going to be a lot of infantry fighting going on, but that winning that LAV fight will give you control of Alpha. Alpha gives you a really good position, gives you spawns all along up here. There, I'm flying around up here. I guess we could go to the overhead map. Gives you spawns right on this area up here so that you can easily push on up to Bravo. So usually, whoever wins the LEV fight is going to be able to control Bravo at the same time. And they could also take the LAV over to Charlie and take it too. Some roofs we can talk about. These are actually important places to talk about for roof control. It's not technically roof, but they are important places to control because these points usually will let you control Bravo. You get somebody up there and they're tactically advantageous. That's what we would call roof control, is they're tactically advantageous spots to hold. And there's quite a number of places that you want to be able to hold Bravo. Lots of holding going on. Everybody's got to hold each other's hands, because when you hold on to a point, holding each other's hands just comes naturally. Holding this middle point, having someone at this middle point gives you a really good opportunity to be able to frag down into Bravo. If anybody tries to push in. Right up here too, you can frag down into anybody trying to capture Bravo. Up here even, you can frag down into people Bravo. Up here, you can frag down into people Bravo. There's lots of good points to be able to hold. Watch for anybody pushing on to Bravo. You'll hold on to Alpha, holding these tactically advantageous spots, which in the future I will just refer to roof control. These roof control spots, these control spots, we'll just say very strong control spots will let you control Bravo. Yeah, I mean, hitting Charlie, it's definitely the worst flag on this map because it's so far removed from the rest of the flags. You are right next to each other. You can easily move infantry to and from these points. Lots of places for cover to be able to push from Alpha to Bravo. Lots of places you can push up. Lots of stairways they can push up. So, I mean, it's really easy to hold Alpha and Bravo. Charlie is kind of just the throwaway point that, you know, don't control Alpha and Bravo. The other team is probably going to control Charlie, and they'll try to push from there. To talk about. What are we waiting on? This is quite a long wait time right now. What's going on? Both teams have everybody in. I guess they're just being hesitant to ready up, maybe talking strats ahead of time or for the match, but it's something you should definitely talk about ahead of time rather than right as the match is happening. But then again, if both teams are just waiting, then it's not. Just about covered everything we can talk about for this map pre-game stuff. I mean, you have the LEV on LEV fight can be pretty boring at Alpha because, you know, you just sit there and they just shoot at each other while they have their reps going mind. What else can we talk about, guys? Oh, I mean, talk about loadouts too. There's going to be a good amount of infantry fighting going on, so you're going to want to have a lot of assaults, because assaults obviously revive each other. And then there's going to be recon, because recon provide good information for infantry fighting. You'll see Pokeballs, and hopefully we'll have a Mav, because Mavs always provide good information. Plus, you know, that Mav pilot, although it may not be a very glorious spot, he's not going to get a lot of kills. He will spot everybody out, and he's a pretty good spawn point for your team, depending on where you put him. You know, those are important things to watch out for. And then, if you're losing the LAV fight, it's important to have your infantry switch over to anti-armor to try to take out that armor. If you're able to neutralize both armors, then it just becomes an infantry fight. One team has their armor up, though. They're probably going to dominate the entire map. Oh, are we going live? Did I miss the message? I didn't say live, but assuming they're going live because the countdown is starting. Hopefully, another false start for us. Not live. And what is the deal? Oh, they're missing one. And not live. As we sit here and wait some more, you guys all start bad-mouthing Flood Zone. I love Flood Zone as a competitive map. It's more infantry-based, which is great. I don't think there's anything wrong with being infantry-based. I don't want it infantry-only like Lockers. Lockers is not a great competitive map. Lockers is a terrible competitive map, in fact. Because generally what happens is one team will get the center, and then they'll just hold 2 flags, and that's it. There's not a whole lot of... There's no rotations that can happen either, because you're able to easily hold. We saw exactly what was happening last time. That's pretty much the definitive reason why Lockers is just a terrible map. Plus, it's Battlefield. This is Battlefield, not Call of Duty. Battlefield has vehicles in it, and Lockers doesn't have vehicles in it. Lockers is just a god-awful map for competitive. But we keep it in there because, you know, some people like it. Ends up happening. Still good practice for your infantry. But Flood Zone, on the other hand, Flood Zone is a great map because there is actual vehicle combat that happens, and that's what Battlefield's about. They used to allow the transport chopper, but it created a really bad meta of people just sitting on the rooftops with unlimited straws just shooting down, and that's why the transport chopper is not allowed anymore, which is good. But Flood Zone is a good map. It's a good infantry map. Yes, it is infantry focused, but it's not entirely infantry. Plus, the infantry combat that happens here is really free and open. There's tons of ways you can push with your infantry. There's a lot of different kits that are really effective on this map. It's a great map, trust me. Well, I mean, you don't have to trust me. That's just my opinion. But I like to feel that with my reasoning behind it, you guys can understand why I think Flood Zone's a great map. Is it the best competitive map? No, it's not the best competitive map. because it is too infantry focused. I do think 2 vehicles is the right amount of vehicles for Conquest, small 10v10. 1 vehicle is just doesn't seem quite enough. Anything more than 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles starts getting out of hand, because then the infantry combat just doesn't exist. And then when you have maps that have 4 vehicles, it's just like, what's the point? All in vehicles all the time. Everything I say is just my opinion, guys. I am by no means the best source of information when it comes to these things, especially when it comes to lockers and competitive. But from what I've seen and what I've played in competitive lockers, it's just boring. I mean, even if there is good rotations out of both teams, like there isn't a perfect lock that happens on one side, there's still no vehicles. And I think that's not good for a competitive battlefield map. You have to have vehicles on a competitive battlefield map. That's what makes Battlefield Battlefield. Again, my opinion. Not saying that this is fact. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I'm giving you my reasonings behind my opinion, and hopefully you can understand. Even if you disagree, I hope you can still understand. What is the best comp map? Obviously there's a delay, so it's going to be a bit before we're able to talk about it entirely. But like I said, I think 2 vehicles is the appropriate amount of vehicles for a competitive 10v10 scene to have an even split between vehicle combat and infantry combat. I don't know what I would call the best map, but 2 vehicles is pretty important. I like Zavad. Zavad's got great infantry. It's got good vehicles. I mean, the transport chopper doesn't really count as a vehicle, but it's still a vehicle, so I would count it as... I mean, I guess I do count it as a vehicle. It's not an attack vehicle. When I say 2 vehicles, I kind of do mean attack vehicle. So Zavad's a pretty good map. Let me think. What else do we have? I gotta look at the map list because I'm drawing blank on the map list right now. Shanghai's a really good map. Good infantry combat. There's an air vehicle and there's a ground vehicle. That's probably the epitome of like evenly balanced combat. Vehicles and infantry combat. Shanghai is a really good competitive map. The problem with Shanghai, though, is that the tower can really offset the game. You get a hold of the tower, and it doesn't matter how good your air pilot is, you're going to have tons of stingers. I'm not saying Shanghai is the best map. I'm saying it's a good map for competitive. Island Resort has a chopper and an LAV, right? And I think that's it. And then, I mean, there's transport vehicles, but that's kind of it. There's not a whole lot else. Island Resort's a pretty good map. I still wouldn't say it's the best competitive map. And again, this is all just my opinion, guys. Just my opinion. Don't take this as me saying this is the best competitive map. Everybody should play this. Let's see. Map that I think is probably the worst. Okay, this map is right after Lockers, but for an entirely different reason. Paracel Storm is probably one of the worst maps in the game because the opening entirely decides how the entire map will go. I've only seen one team actually win where they lost the opening and they didn't get the second boat. It's ridiculous how strong that second boat is. When you have 2 boats up, you basically control the entire map. There's 2 boats. There's the attack, the transport heli. I mean, there's too many vehicles on Paracel Storm, and that second boat absolutely offsets the entire. Kang. I don't like Lane Kang. Lane Kang in general is not a very good map infantry-wise. It's always important to talk about when you're thinking about a map's 50% of the game is vehicles, 50% of the game is infantry. At least that's the way, in my mind, it should work. Especially when, you know, there's just 2 vehicles, but there's usually like 6 infantry. So players deciding half the game seems fair if they're skilled. But anyways, so Parasol Storm being one of the worst, right after Lockers. You know what I do think is a good map? Oh, I'm gonna get booed out of the... I love Operation Outbreak. I think Operation Outbreak is a really great map. There's, what, 2 vehicles on there, with and then there's the transport choppers, so 3 technically. And there's lots of good infantry fighting going on. Lots of cover to be able to move between points because there's lots of tree cover. Obviously, you can mow all the tree cover down, but with only 300 tickets left, usually the tree cover stays pretty alive and you're able to move from point to point pretty well. Good rotations on there. Like I said, infantry combat's strong. Obviously, vehicle combat is strong on it. The only thing it's missing is if it didn't have an LAV and instead had like a little bird or something, then it would be like just a perfect map. Have the right mix of everything. Like I said, in my opinion, what makes a good map for competitive is you have 1 air vehicle, 1 ground vehicle, and then the rest is infantry. And the infantry points are usually close enough or providing good enough cover that you can move between them. But still, like, the outer points can be controlled by the vehicles. That's my opinion. Alright, now that we've talked about my opinions for the past, 10 minutes, let's get into this map. This is Flood Zone. We don't have a transport chopper. We only have an LAV. We got transport vehicles. Opening is pretty important for this map. Win the LAV fight, you're going to win Alpha. Alpha usually means you're going to be able to win Bravo, and that won't be the game. There's good rotations that can happen. You can usually sneak guys on over to Charlie. Sometimes it's pretty wide open. If there's an LEV sitting over here, you can't sneak anybody over. But then that means the LEV's not over at Alpha. So we're going live, so we're gonna follow US side first on in. We got Skippy doing some C4 action right off the start. That's very interesting. Very interesting opening out of Skippy there. We'll go ahead and follow PTFO because they are the first ones to the point. Over to Napalm. Skittles is going to be the first one going in. Over to Skittles' point of view. Skittles gets taken down. Napalm, or Skippy's still looking for that C4. I don't think that's going to happen. Then again, I may have spoken too soon. I kind of want to see this happen, guys. I'm going to keep eyes on this. But we do have Eternal taking control of Charlie and Bravo right at the start. That's going to be putting them in really good position. Did it happen? Did it happen? Did I miss it? I think I missed it. I don't think Skippy was able to get that kill. And that's going to be really unfortunate because it looked like they had quite a bit of not infantry, but I don't know the words I'm trying to think of. Had a lot of hope in that was going to succeed, and you can really tell because ET doesn't have very many infantry on Bravo point to be able to take it. Clinical in one of those really good positions to be able to watch the infantry on Bravo, but he doesn't need to be watching it, he needs to be taking it. Skittles and a couple others actually getting on point now. Go ahead and follow Skittles as she tries to take this point successfully or not. FO down below gets pushed by Skippy and another one. Yeah, the last one alive near in the center for Eternal. Never mind, spoke too soon. Still got Doc up in the center. Gonna stay alive as a spawn point. Doc taking down Skittles. Gonna push on up, try to get that flag, but he is already in position and waiting. Both LEVs are up at this point, but it does... Oh, We do have Angry Appa looking to try to get some C4 action, but he's going to get spotted out right away. Is he going to die? No, he's going to stay alive and keep going. Interesting. Is Angry Appa going to be able to get this off? He was spotted and gets taken down. Not going to happen for them. Bonnie is still alive in the center. If he's able to push on up and get to Bravo point. Have Monty and PTFO on the flag point while they have somebody in a good position to watch as anybody tries to push up on them as they take this flag. Really have to be wondering where's the rest of ET? Why aren't they here trying to stop them from taking this point? Why aren't they defending? Monty gonna be able to drop down behind these guys, gets one kill. Is he able to get the second? He does get the second. Nice flankerino by Monty. Looks like they're going to continue taking this point. On over to Napalm as he tries to defend the point from up above, which is the good position for them to be able to do it. Eternal does have... Oh, and they're losing Alpha right now. Surprised they're losing it. So that anti-armor is actually pushing Binky back from being able to get on the point. Bravo point is just neutralized right now. Looks to be going in ET's favor. Never mind, spoke too soon. Eternal does get enough infantry on the point to be able to start taking it. Skippy looking to try to get a flankerino going. He gets Mr. Yellow. Let's see if he's able to get another one. Alpha and Bravo are neutralized right now. And it is a 20-ticket lead for Eternal. Do I have the... I think I have the overlay wrong. My bad, guys. Sorry about that. They switch sides so often that I wasn't able to keep up with it. That's my bad. I noticed before the end of the match. Yell getting taken down by Skittles. PTFO takes Skittles down, and Skippy takes down PTFO. Last one alive for ET in the middle here. Down 3. A nice 3-piece kill. Gets a 4-piece. Skippy going ham. Hits a 5-piece before he gets taken down. 5 frags for Skippy. Nicely done by him. Lots of frags. PFO getting that dirty, dirty RPG shots off. We have a good rotation out of ET here. They've lost the center control, so they're going to go ahead and just push over here. Take that flag. Gotta wonder what the answer is going to be. Angry Appa going up in the Mav, getting those spots out. So important for your team to have those spots up. Really a lot of fragging going out. Mr. Yellow pushing over Charlie. Fiddles doesn't know. That's going to be Mr. Yellow probably taking Charlie on his own. Not burning the flag, so he knows someone else is here. Able to find him before he goes down. Napalm know that there's someone else here. He did just hear somebody spawn. Here's the footsteps. It's taken down by Mr. Yellow, though. I thought that was a spawn noise I heard, but I guess it wasn't. Calls out to his team, and now Skittles is coming back, going to try to clear him off the point. Is he going to be able to get over there in time to be able to clear it? I don't think so. At him. Napalm looking to clear him off the point now. Gets taken down. Big Boss spawns and does take down Mr. Yellow, and that'll be the end of that push, or that rotation by Eternal. Taking command of the map. 40 tickets up at this point. Over to Mr. Brown as he tries to harass. Not a whole lot of action to be following at this point. There is a Mav in the air. I am keeping them spotted. Oh. Not helping him win though. Yeah, I'm keeping these guys spotted. On over to Engmo as he tries to push on up. Gonna be able to do it. Gets taken down himself. That napalm. Gonna be taking down that Mav with a stinger. They don't want any more Mavs in the air. Progress getting taken out. Not a whole lot of progress being made by Eternal at this point. 80 tickets down. Falling out in the game. Yell trying to put some pressure up on the point. Napalm bending the point. Gonna get taken down from above because they still hold Bravo. This is not something you generally see. Normally when someone has Bravo, they usually will have Alpha, or when they have Alpha, they'll usually have Bravo, I should say. Bravo doesn't necessarily help you take Alpha, especially with just a vehicle. Really surprised to see Binky playing it safe here and not pushing up on this point. They do have the ticket lead of 80 tickets, so maybe they're not too concerned about actually staying on that flag point. Again, he's just falling back now. Not sure what's up with that. Switch on over to Clinical as he tries to get some pressure on this flag. If he was able to take that guy down, he probably would have been able to actually take the flag. Instead, that's not going to happen now. But we do have an infantry bomb coming out of ET. They're going to push on up to Bravo. If they're able to do this. 70 ticket lead now. Their ticket advantage is slowly disappearing while Eternal has their has the flags. But it looks like the LAV fight did go over to ET. That means that Binky should be able to go and push back on the Alpha and take Alpha back for ET. Taking down Burt Raspberry. Yes, Val. Absolutely dirty gun. High rate of fire. And a higher damage bullet. Ridiculous time to kill. Obviously has the limited magazine, but it's really not too big of a concern when you just get one frag at a time. Ox staying alive on this point, trying to stop these guys from pushing in. Follow Dude I Am as he tries to push on up. Is he going to push up? I don't know. Turn over to Forger. He's about to get a frag on Burt Raspberry. Nicely done. Back over to Forger. He's about to get another frag. Two-piece from Mr. Brown. Nice frags coming out by him. We have Angry Appa, the last of the Eternal guys alive on this point. Silent, so he's not afraid to get some frags off. Try to stay alive. Does stay alive, gets the two-piece. Moment of progress. I guess it's not technically a two-piece. Getting it right out, or one after another. Gets a second frag, we'll say. FO looking to try to keep some pressure on this thing. Gets a 26 hit. Goes for another hit on him. Pinky having to fall back and just putting pressure up. Colonel putting pressure up on Charlie and Alpha at the same time. But we do have ET spawning on this outside flag point. They're not on the capture though. Skippy's not on the flag cap. Big Boss the only one on the flag cap, and now Skippy gave away his position. Got a kill. Gets taken down himself, and that will be one infantry left for both sides. Doc ends up winning it. That's going to be the end of ET push on that flag. On over, we have Dude I Am on Bravo flag, and it looks like ET is going to take Bravo rather than putting on. Really strange that Binky is having to fall back so much. He's the only LAV up. He should be able to push on up and take Alpha, but it's not happening for them right now. I am trying to defend the point. Brown gonna push up. He knows that someone's exposed right now. He's distracted, pushes up, gets the easy kill on Dude I Am. Nicely done by Mr. Brown, knowing his surroundings, knowing when he can push up to get that kill. Trying to keep their ticket advantage. They're down to 10 ticket lead at this point. Angry Appa has done a great job of staying alive on this point this entire time. He's actually down to his secondary. I'm pretty sure he's out of primary ammo. Pretty sure he's out of everything. He's just staying alive though. Being a nuisance for this this point. On over to, as they try to defend Bravo still. If they're able to hold on to Bravo, they could get back in control of this map. I'm not too sure this is going to happen. Clinical getting the kill on NG Mo. Switch over to Mr. Yellow as he pushes up. I'm not sure what was up with that camera. And was still alive here. They got Colonel. Looked like he was going to get in position to be able to take that flag, or get in position to be able to contest that flag, but he does not. Engimo staying alive on this point for his team. Gets the frag on Clinical. Nicely done. Goes out a frag. Tries to clear him out. Not going to happen. So keeping the pressure up here, though. They do have Mr. Yellow getting in position to be able to take out the last defender on Bravo. Flashes him out. Gets stuck trying to jump over it. Oh, maybe he wasn't trying to jump. Maybe he was just trying to run. Still in a good position to be able to push on up to that. Not Skippy, the last one alive. Watching for anybody trying to push on the outside. He knows someone's out there. Doesn't take him down, though. Alpha Point's still in contention for these guys. They are 30 tickets up, but Colonel doing a great job. Even though they're losing the tank battle, they're still winning Alpha Point, which is just absolutely astounding. And they're winning Bravo too. They have control of Charlie. They're winning Bravo. They're winning Alpha. What is happening here? ET has asset control. They should be able to win this, but they're just not pulling together right. I am the last one alive. Gets a spawn off for his team. Looking hungry for frags rather than trying to capture the flag. Knows someone's down there. He's gonna watch for this kill. Is he able to get it? He doesn't. Gotta, you know, I think he's using the Ace 52 there, and that slower rate of fire just really cost him that fight. Probably in position to be able to win that fight, and he didn't win it. Yellow getting taken down by Skittles. Skittles getting the double piece. Mr. Yellow and Mr. Brown getting taken down by Skittles. Love to know the story behind those guys' names. This is going to be an even game now for ET and Eternal. It looks like Eternals won the LAV fight. So, I mean, Eternals had full control of Alpha basically this entire time, even with their LAV down. Now that their LAV is up, they're easily going to be able to hold on to that. And now they're losing control, and ET's losing control of Bravo too at the same time. Big Boss, last one alive. Never mind, not Skippy. Pushing on up, takes down Mr. Yellow. Looks like ET should be able to hold on to this flag, but I feel like it's going to be too little, too late. No good rotation. Well, we do have Forger pushing up. If they're able to win Bravo and actually win Charlie at the same time, they could still be in this game. But they have to get the infantry on this burn right away. Switch on over. Big Boss getting taken down by Mr. Brown. Yellow and Mr. Brown pushing on up. Guys have been absolutely dangerous with their fragging ability. And it looks like ET has lost control of Bravo. Clinical, one of the last ones alive to be in position. Not Skippy. Never mind, spoke too soon. Skippy getting in position, gets a double kill. It's going to be too little too late, though. They're going to be able to take control of Bravo, and that's going to burn him out. He gets killed by the RPG, and that will be 36 tickets, 35 tickets, 34 tickets. I'll get the ticket count eventually. Going over to Eternal first win or first half of this map. If we were talking about points, at this point in time, Eternal has one ticket count. Like, there's no way that Eternal or ET could win ticket count. So Eternal won the first map, they'd get 1 point for that, and then they're gonna win ticket count, so they'll get a second point. Now, if ET were to win this second half with more tickets, they would win the second map. So that would mean ET would get the second, or get 1 point out of it. That's in the normal season. That's just normal season stuff. I believe I said that right. Hopefully Royal or Colossus or somebody doesn't get mad at me for doing the point system wrong. I think I have the right idea, though. That's why it's important for teams to continue playing out. Do we have them on the right sides this time? We do, and Eternal had... Wait, do I have it right? I do have it right, okay. Eternal had... What did I say, 34 tickets? 4 tickets. Like so. Yeah. Very good round. Very, very close round for both teams. I mean, Eternal... Probably, I mean, overall, they just played better. I mean, even though Eternal didn't have their LEV up, ET had their LEV up, 90% of the time there, but Eternal probably had Alpha 50% of the time, which is really just unusual. Really, when you have LEV, you're able to control Alpha really well. Yeah, and I would agree with Hockey. Appa staying alive on Alpha was an absolute nuisance. Able to stay alive for, engineers or anti-armor to keep spawning on him and just pressure up on that LEV the entire time. The LEV was just able to sit on the point because there was so much anti-armor staying alive because Appa was able to stay alive on that point. Really have to wonder why they didn't just have some infantry spawn there and take it out. Nicely done by both teams. I mean, 34 tickets is basically anything under 150 tickets is a pretty good map, generally speaking. But 34 tickets is absolutely astounding. That's a really close match. Really well done by both teams. Really good comeback by Eternal. They were able to just kept winning, and then they won the LAV fight finally. And winning that LAV fight just meant that they were able to take control of Alpha permanently, and that meant victory for them. What else to talk about going into the second half of this map? I mean, I think Eternal had the better opening. Yet again, I mean, Eternal's had some great openings. They weren't winning the LAV fights, but it didn't really matter. They had better infantry control. They were in good position to be able to just always defend Bravo when they had it. They may have lost control of Bravo a couple times because of Alpha, but other than that, they really had great infantry. It's really important to always try to coordinate with your armor. Not gonna be going live right now. Disappointing. I would like to be going live. We are going live. Here we go. Into the second half of the second map of CCS. Season 2, preseason, week 1. Eternal versus Experimental Thunder. I have them right? They switched, they mixed it all up. We're going live. Alright, and we will follow the US side in because that's what I do. I follow the US in. USA. 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 America. No. America. Follow PTFO as it goes in. No first frag for PTFO. Monty getting first frag on Dude I Am. Guys duking it out in the middle. PTFO getting the frag on Napalm nicely. Done, and that will be one alive left for Eternal. PTFO is alive over there. I spoke too soon. I was wrong. This looks like this flag will be going over to ET. They do have the most amount of infantry on it. Not sure what was up with that smoke grenade he just threw, but okay. On over to Monty. Monty getting a frag on Forger. That was almost a little hard to say. Colonel taking command of Alpha once again. Like I was saying, we got ET's LAV still up, but Alpha's being controlled. Well, it is switching over to ET now, but they did have control of it for a little bit. Switch over to NG Mo as he takes down. Oh no, he took down. I missed the name. I'm retarded. I'm sorry. I was looking at the kill feed rather than looking at the middle of the screen where it said whoever he killed. He killed whoever he killed, and he takes control of Charlie Point forward. Monty staying alive, burning this flag. Over to Skittles, the last one alive. Not too sure. Oh, she was jumping out of the way of the frag. Lots of frags coming out. Forger taking down Doc, getting in a good position to be able to defend Bravo. Pushes on up right away to be able to defend Bravo, clear them off that point. Pouring out more Pokeballs, trying to get vision of who's down there and where they're at so he can just peek down and kill them. Who is alive on this point? Monty's alive, and he's sitting in that area right there, right out of view of Forger. Forger gets taken down right after I switched off of him. Is ET taking the lead, 20 ticket lead at the start, but gonna quickly switch on over to Colonel. Lots of ET alive over here. Colonel taking 3 flag control at the beginning of the match. It's not right at the beginning, but this is way early on in the room, or red chat. Way early on in the match for them to be taking 3 control. Over to Clinical. Try to follow these guys. They try to get some progress made somewhere. I have to kill off that. It's a hit marker. Run out of frag. He's gonna push them at the same time. Takes down Engmo, and that will be the last infantry alive on Charlie for Eternal. But they don't really care. They don't need to do anything there. Dude, I am. They're trying to get some poking in, and they get flanked from behind, taken out. That's the spawn point dead for them there. Forger, the last one alive on any point of importance for, and not looking good for ET at this point. 50 tickets down already. LAV's so far pushed back because of infantry. Colonel coming out really strong with lots of great infantry play. Their infantry is just keeping AT's LAV so far pushed back that he's basically might as well be dead at this point. On over to Forger as he tries to push on up, gets taken out. Switch over to Big Boss, see if he's able to do anything in the middle. Just not looking good for ET at all. Skippy trying to get a butt shot on. Let's see if they're able to do it. Would have been a good idea for them to coordinate those RPG shots at the same time. Instead, they're just getting 1 or 2 off at a time, and it's not going to help them kill it. Flag control still going over to Eternal at this point. These guys are just getting cleared off of this flag. Looks like they're going to try to go for a double shot. Nice double hit. They did coordinate their attack this time, which is what you want to see when they're going to be hitting on the LAV. Let's see if they try to do it one more time. Well, Big Boss is just going to get another hit in. But we do have a C4 coming out from behind by Binky. He gets taken down. Not going to happen. This is just absolute domination by Eternal at this point. ET's not finding any success anywhere. All their pushes are getting matched constantly by Eternal. This is really well done by Eternal. This is by the book. Looking to take this win. If this was a points match, I'm pretty sure Eternal would take all 3 points. Just nothing really to watch here as everybody gets taken out. They're trying to make some pushes happen. Just not happening for these guys. We've got an Ellie, we've got a Mav in the air, just keeping them all spotted. Angry Appa, you know what? This guy is just the MVP of this map. He's kept his team well informed with his Mavs and stayed alive as a good spawn point on Alpha the entire time. Doing a fantastic job. You know, it's not it's not like an exciting role to play. There's not much glory to be had. You're not going to get a ton of kills. We are going to get a C4 Jeep out. Nicely done. Skippy taking down the LAV. Let's see if ET's able to take control of this map once again now that the LAV's down. I'm not too convinced that they're going to be able to. Angry Appa gets taken down by Dude I Am. That will be the end of that staying alive on that point. Pouring out lots of Pokeballs, trying to get enough vision up. Switch on over to Skittles as she tries to get some in good position to be able to keep pressure on Bravo. Alpha still in contention. Skittles gets taken down by Monty. Hippie, one of the last alive here, takes down Doc, gets taken down right after by Angry Appa. Angry Appa doing the work that he do. He doing the work that he do. It looks like he's trying to push up over to Bravo. See if they're actually able to successfully do this time. Not too convinced that they're going to be able to. Eternal has had some great defenses on Bravo this entire time. Switch over to Doc as he's the one in position that can take them down. Does take down Dude I Am, and it looks like he's going to take down Element right afterwards. Nicely done by Doc. Still 2 flags in control for ET. Man, Doc just doing work right now. Tons of kills coming out for Doc. Nicely done by him. And it looks like Eternal's going to take control of Bravo once again. He's just completely spread out. They have kind of an infantry bomb going over here. Let's see if they're able to push up. Clinical not getting the frag that he needs to get. Putting pressure up. Trying to take down that Mav, but that ain't gonna happen. Over to Burt Raspberry. He's in a good position to keep defending Bravo here. Even though with those guys right above him, it doesn't really mean much if they don't drop down. And if they were to drop down, if he had stayed in position, he would have been in good position to be able to kill them had they dropped down. But he ended up moving somewhere else. Not Skippy taking down Monty. He's in position to try to take this flag. He's going to get some reses off. They got some spawns on him at the same time. Looks like ET might be able to stay alive and actually take Bravo back. But at this point, it's just too little too late. Down at 30 tickets at this point. Over fraggers, trying to get some frags in. Fiddles takes down Doc, gets taken down right afterward. Big Boss in position watching that, takes down Angry Apple, but gets flanked from the side. This is going to be Eternal taking Bravo back once again. Eternal playing by the book here. They get in these strong positions and they're able to just watch Bravo. And even when they lose Bravo, they get in those positions to be able to clear them out. And then they start taking Bravo. Really nicely done by Eternal. Here I am getting a frag. Like he's probably going to get taken down. He almost took down the guy in the mid, but it didn't quite happen for him. Let's follow Not Skippy, see if he gets some frags in right now. Struggling to jump over that. Oh, someone's down here. Takes him down. Takes down Doc. Little frag for Skippy. If he pushes up. That's 2 flags in control for Eternal once again. Skippy takes down Brown, but gets taken down from behind by PTFO. Followed Clinical. Clinical being one of the last ones alive, gets taken out. Forger in position. They'll keep watching Bravo, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Tickets are just going to bleed on out. And that's going to be 189 tickets. With their 34 tickets, gives them a lot of tickets. And that's going to be it for today for the MatchCast. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's run over to